Welcome to my array program. This slideshow that you guys are looking at was developed using array. So if I click on this my button, that's what you see. Well, just for your information, all of these images were developed by me in Flash. Okay, those are this very image here was developed using Java, and this is in this very one is in Python. Okay, these are Flash. So what I will do next is just take you guys straight into Visual Basic Development Environment, and you will see how I've used array to put together these images. Okay guys, let's go into Visual Basic Development Environment. We are inside Visual Basic Development Environment now. So as you can see, I have a picture box there. And although I've changed the back color to black, but let me change everything back so that you can see what I'm talking about. The back color for this form is actually, let's change it to control. Wrong spelling. Okay, now we have the back color back, and here I have my picture box one. I have a button here, another button here. Okay, so if I double click on my, let's get the control here and make sure this one is not black, we want it as control there. Okay, if I double click on this control now, up here, those are the variables that I declare. This is my array right there, so let's just call that array. So this array is actually from 0, 1, 2, 3, okay, and up to 4. So in total is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've also declared what I call a counter as an integer. The initial stage of the counter is 0. Then the next thing I did was to assign the following images to all of the first array, the second array, third one, fourth one, and the fifth one. The images assigned are all here. Okay, so what I would do is maybe we should develop a new one entirely, then you see how I've put this together. But just before then, let's take a look at these functions that I've created here. This function, the counter right there, is supposed to be 1. Okay, index is 1. Then it count the array from 0 to 4. Anytime the array is less than 0, it will come back to number 4. Okay, and here, in case if the array is up to 4, it starts at 0 again. And here I've actually allocated the array to the picture box. So the button, when I click on button 1, it minus, it counts back. If I click on button 2, it adds. That can be plus 1 or 1. It's all the same. So if I run the program, this is what you guys will see. You see that? Okay, so I think the best thing is let's develop one very quick. Okay, I'm going to start new Visual Basic. So let's just click on new and select Windows Forms application there. So once the form is visible, I'll change the form size to 1320. So in this case, maybe I should just change the background to black. There, the background is black, and I need 2 buttons. Okay, I have my 2 buttons there, 1, 2. Okay, just reduce that to about that, and let's change the font size. Let's give the font size maybe 18 or 20. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so I then need the following. Let me get the following from Word. Okay, in there, insert symbol, those are the 2 icons that I need. So they are actually weddings. So the first one goes in there, come to the text and paste that in there, and change the font to Within. No, I think it's Within. Winging. Yep, that's correct. So go back, get the other one. I think this is the other one. Yeah, copy that, repeat exactly the same thing, change the font first and just paste it in there. So the buttons are taken care of. Move it somewhere down there. Okay, let's see. Alright, the next thing I need is the picture box. Let's get the picture box in place. That's my picture box in place right there. But just before I continue, let's enlarge the picture about that and bring it down here. Okay, and up. How about that? Alright, that's the picture box. Then the next thing is go to the project. But just before going to the project, let me save this. Let me just save it as array underscore slide show. Save. Let's come back here. I think I may have something with that very name. Okay, now save. Alright, that's fine. Now go to the project, click on array slideshow and select resources, change this string to image and change the add resources, change that to add existing file. The existing file that I'm looking for right here is called slide. There they are. Those are the images. I'm just going to select all of the five images I have in there. Okay, there they are. And here, let me show you guys those images that I intend to use. Those are the images right there coming up. That's one of the images. So if I click, you can see the second one, the third one, the fourth one, and those are the images, like I said. So let's go straight into my Visual Basic environment. So I already have the images inside the resource folder. So let's go back to design. Right there inside the design, double click on this and declare the following. So we say dim let's call it pick array. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Then the other one will be dim counter. Do that. Dim counter as integer equals 0. Okay, so the next thing I will now do is to assign, this should be an array, sorry. Okay, that's a pick array. So then say pick array, okay, equals my dot resources dot slide, maybe let's go for slide number 3. Okay, I can just copy that. But the index of the array, that's 0. Sorry about that. Okay, that's fine. I can copy that across. Okay, I have all of them in place. So this can be 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. So this one is maybe number 5. This one can be maybe 1. We have 4 here and we have 2 here. So those are the images that will be loaded onto the picture box. Okay, the next thing I'll do is to let's create a function that will check on the array itself. So let's say private validator. Okay, let's say index as, make the index as an integer. Okay, then in this case we just say counter itself plus equals index there. Then the next thing we do, we say is if counter less than 0, then we want the counter to go back. Counter should go to equals 4. So what will happen there is once the counter get to 0, instead of it going to -1, the counter returns straight to 4. If I didn't do it like that, there will be an error. So I can then say else if counter is greater than 4. If it's greater than 4, I want that very counter to come back to 0. Okay, and that'll be all there. Alright, so the next thing I'll then do is to assign these pictures to the picture box dot image equals picture box counter. Alright, that is taken care of. Okay, so the next thing I need to now do is to go straight to the form design, get these buttons because I want them to carry out one or two functions for me. So I'm going to now call my validator here. Okay, this validator equals, the parenthesis is -1, and this same validator, I would then say this validator here is +1. Let's delete that, and that will be the end of this program really. So look at the codes. I started by declaring the following array, declare an integer and assign a 0 value to it, and there I have all those are the arrays. So the arrays are actually assigned the following images. Okay, then I have a function there that checks if my array, if whatever I clicked is greater than or equals to either 0 or 4. And the button here, okay, count, let's say clockwise, and this one count anti-clockwise. So if I run the program now, just click, and you guys see that. Let's take this up so that you can see it. Just click on those buttons, and that is how you use array to generate or to create your own slideshow. Okay, with that, I'm just going to call it bye for now, but just before then, let me show you guys the lines of code again. These are the lines of codes. It's very simple. Alright, move it up, and that's all there is to it. You can also create yours. Right. So just run the program for you guys again. That's all the codes. Run it one more time. Alright, so with that, bye for now.